The minute we touched down in South Africa, that's really when it sort of began for us, because in Australia there was a lot going on, there was a lot of media, there was a lot of commitments that we needed to fulfil whilst we were there. Since we've been here in South Africa, there's been less of that and more of concentrating on playing football and preparing for the games next weekend. If the worst was to happen, that the result didn't go away on Sunday, it's not the end of it. You've still got 2 games to get things right. Some teams obviously handle the pressure a little bit differently to others. I'd like to think, with the experience that we have on our side, that there's going to be less of that nervousness in the first game. I think everyone has a bit of butterflies in their stomach before any game. That's just natural process. And I think it's also good to have that. But I think once the whistle goes, players will settle down and get into their rhythm and get into their mindset of what they have to do. When you're used to playing a certain style of football or level of football at your club league, and you've got referees that are sort of used to that sort of style, and all of a sudden you're going to international football where you know that refereeing is of a different standard, a different level at times, and there's different interpretations also between your league games and also international football. So that's obviously always a concern, but we've been briefed and we're prepared for it, and hopefully we'll get the rub of the green this time around. Every game's winnable. You're going into the game with the belief and the confidence that you can win any game regardless of who you're playing against, and we've got the confidence quietly that we can go out and put a very good performance on against Germany and hopefully get something out of the game. We're not kidding ourselves. We know that Germany are a top 10 team. They're a team that are enriched with an amazing amount of history at World Cups and have always done really well. So we know that the task at hand is huge. But we've got the confidence that we believe that we can get something out of the game. Only time will tell whether or not playing Germany first game is a good thing or a bad thing. You're right. In Japan, and in hindsight, winning that first game makes a huge difference, knowing that you've got to play Brazil the next game. But I think that only time will tell whether or not playing Germany first game will be a good thing or a bad thing. If we get a good result, everyone will be saying what a great start it will be, and what a good time to play Germany it is. Over history, when you look at the last, the previous World Cups, I would say that playing Germany first off is probably not a bad thing. Let's hope it isn't a bad thing. With Australia over the years, it's always been sort of the tag that we've had to live with. It's only since we've joined Asia that we've sort of ranked number 1 in Asia that we've sort of have that tag now of really having to live up to expectations. And once you get to the World Cup, like it was 4 years ago, as it is today, that we are the underdogs, and we've been written off by most sort of media sections around the world. I suppose we're sort of enjoying that little bit of situation, and hopefully we can go there and again prove the critics wrong. The Germans are always very, very confident. And rightly so. They've got a very strong side. They've got a huge amount of history and to back them as well of how well they've always performed at international level. And we've got to go out there and try and prove the critics wrong. And I've played a couple of German teams this year in the Europa League for Fulham as well, and it was exactly the same. And we'll just go about our job quietly, and hopefully we'll cause a few upsets and prove the critics wrong.